I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if I'm a fan of being on this side right now.
It's very off-putting.
When the show starts, I'm looking at your right, and you got a good right side. Your left side's not bad, Justin, but your right side, it's a good side.
Right.
So I'm seeing your other side right now.
You're seeing a whole other side to me you've never seen before.
JP's in my priffs over there.
And for those of you just joining us, what has happened is I have switched Matt and JP. Their mics are set up differently, and I think I'm correct that you guys are now on the correct mics.
Okay.
I think that JP's mic's going to be better for his voice.
You got a nice microphone over here, dude.
Yeah, you got the mechanical
arm. But it's like the one out of Frasier when he would like talk into it, on the show Frasier about the guy.
Give us I'm listening. Give it to me.
This is Dr. Frasier Crane, and we'll be right back. I'm listening.
I like that.
That was one of my. I'm sorry, that was one of my lesser.
Okay, sadly I can't buzz because the intro theme is playing on my sound effects board, so I
we
cannot
can talk about Frasier.
So we know
I can't buzz you.
How long does the intro last?
We've got minus a minute and 20 seconds.
Sweet, so we can just like BS
talk
for a
about
minute.
Frasier.
So about The Walking Dead last night.
Oh yeah, you want to get into that,
bad?
don't you? Nope. We're going to talk about anything else for the next minute and 10 seconds. What have we
I've
got?
been binging on some new House of Cards. I'll tell you.
I don't tell you anything. I haven't. I just saw yesterday
right.
that the 4th season's out, and I hope it's better than the past 2 seasons.
Oh, dude.
All right, so Walking Dead. How about that Walking Dead? All right,
But no, the Frasier impression that I was doing earlier, I've been working really hard.
All right,
on
you
that.
guys are going to get the buzzing of a lifetime.
No.
As soon as this ends.
But no, it was a really good episode. Very solid. I'm happy with it.
You know the number one thing I noticed?
What'd you notice?
I love that how they are starting to dress these characters. Like, Abraham was wearing exactly what he was wearing in certain issues of the comic. The stocking cap with the long jacket when they were raiding the outpost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was like straight up comic Abraham. It's
Yep.
really cool
It's a
to
good
see
look for
how
him.
they do that. Like
I'm-
Jesus, they've kept his costume pretty spot on.
I'm kind of mad the military uniform hasn't become like his outfit, like his permanent outfit.
Right, I thought there was,
blues?
I thought there was some kind of like foreshadowing in that, you know.
I don't even want to talk about Abraham. I am so mad at him.
Yeah, I'm
What
not.
a-
How
what a
dare
nasty
he?
breakup.
Yeah. I think there's a time and place for everything, and this is neither the time nor the
Jeez.
place.
Well, and it's the way he did it. You know what I mean? If he was going to break up with Rosita, it's fine. But there was a way to do it, and that was not it.
Why are dingleberries brown? What a thing to say.
Right.
Which, by the way, mine aren't. More of like a dark chocolatey black. But,
Oh, you getting this back for earlier? Is that what it is?
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
what it is. And plus, I don't
There
want
it
to know
is.
about JP's dingleberries.
look, I have a hairy tuchus. What do you want me to say?
Give that man a
It's
couple
hard-
more buzzes.
it's
Keep
hard
doing
to
it's not
get stuff to
stopping.
go.
But no.
I start using the wet toilet wipes, though.
Don't do that. And you're on that side now. Where are they?
Why would you say that?
Are they not here this week? Oh, this is bull. So last week, I get all sorts of scrubbed and felt up.
So for those of you wondering what you just heard, that is applied when someone is going way too off course or talking about something.
Yeah,
that is
and we
just
have
out there.
audio proof of what happens when you do that button.
And
I'm mad it
talking
didn't
about
happen this week.
JP's anus or his duties.
Or
is a little
Jesus
bit too much for
masturbation
me.
jokes. There was a couple of the incest jokes. There's a couple of. There's a list of things we need to make.
Those wet wipes do leave your orifice a little dry afterwards. They do.
There needs to be more like that was more like I feel bad that he has an itchy tuchus.
Right. Well, I mean, we do feel bad that he has an itchy tuchus.
But The Walking Dead.
All right, The Walking Dead.
Everyone on that show has an itchy keister.
Yeah, they
You got. There's no
What
way
are
you
they
can wipe
wiping with?
sufficiently.
Yeah,
There's no way.
I hate to jump forward here, but let's see what you got. What was Morgan welding? And it made him
I don't know,
cry.
man.
What was he
There's
welding?
so much stuff.
I
Who
think
knows?
I think he's making some sort of contraption to execute someone.
You think
Like
so?
a
Do you think it's
guillotine?
something like he might be using to try to put Rick down?
Ooh.
Because him and Rick are getting pretty at odds, you know. I mean, maybe maybe the way he sees it in his mind is that because we know he looks at things differently. Maybe he's seeing Rick as out of control. Maybe he's created something to contain the beast.
I still stand by my.
No, he was crying. It had to be something
sobbing.
pretty freaking brutal, man.
I still stand by my 3 of last week that he's probably going to be one of them to die.
really.
And I think toward the end, like we were talking about before the podcast started, about the pictures that Glenn saw on the wall. We'll get to that, but I think that's a fake out. I think it's foreshadowing, but I think it's a fake out.
I'll tell you
fake
what.
out.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
No, I was just like a fake out.
Yeah, I think because people who know the comic books are seeing something that Glenn, they're kind of adding things up, but I think they're going to keep us guessing.
Oh, like I said, we said at the beginning of the show we wanted to go back to The Walking Dead that kept us guessing. That
this
wasn't
was
predictable. And I mean, this season really, it's like they listened to this podcast and were like, okay, we're going right
they do.
because I have never been so back and forth on my opinions with this show as I have been on like how this season's going to wrap up. Who is Negan going to kill? Now it looks like they're moving back to a Glenn route. They've got Maggie
or Daryl.
Right. I still think Daryl because it would just have the most. And can I say too? I had said I kind of got out of Daryl recently because he'd been kind of sidelined the last half season or so.
But they've said there's
I'm
a lot
back
more
on the Daryl train.
this season.
I'm back on the Daryl train, man.
you're
He's
right
such a
on that
badass.
one.
But it's just the whole matchup of to see that car in the background in the season premiere when he blew up. So there's a certain they're poking a bear right now.
Absolutely.
Like they're just becoming just as bad as Negan. Especially I think they said that like one point about they think Negan's scary or something. They were talking about Rick. They're talking about Negan scary. They talking about this guy or whatever.
Yeah, but they hadn't met Negan yet.
No.
I mean, this guy is unlike, and I mean, well, I dare say, unlike any villain you've probably met before, and really any other comic or show. I mean, he's a very unique.
But
villain.
fellas, we're jumping ahead. What about Carol's cookies? The show
That's
opened.
true.
Carol
Oh my God! And Eugene's shirt. Virginia's for lovers.
Yeah. Oh man.
that was nice.
Yes, it
Especially
is.
being we're in Virginia. For those of you that listen
Right.
and didn't know, we are in Virginia. How close are we to Alexandria? That's like what, 3 hours?
About 3.5 hours.
3.5
Give or
hours.
take.
So not too far. You can get to D.C. in about 3.5 hours.
I want some of those acorn and beet cookies.
Does anybody? Okay,
I'm
somebody
gonna
has
pass,
to.
bro.
Somebody
Hard
has to
pass.
make those. I would like to see what that tastes like.
I doubt they were really acorn and beet cookies. I would hope they're just like sugar
they
cookies.
definitely. You may not know this, but beet is a natural aphrodisiac, and she's hooking up
Is it
with
really?
with tall contractor guy.
Well, he was actually in the comics. What was his name? Was it Toby or he was? I remember that in Tobin. I remember that
Right.
name from the comics.
He was one of the cowards that Abraham saved.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
When the walkers
Was
attacked.
no, I was looking at some of the last week talking about people that might die. People have a lot of their own opinions about who they. But I think you got some people on your side thinking that Glenn's going to die. Yeah, Carrie 4116 thinks it'll be Glenn to die.
Oh no!
Someone else.
I mean, it would be.
Oh, Michael Jackson commented on our podcast, guys.
Well, that's nice.
I mean,
he
he
thinks
came
Michonne
from
will
the-
die. No, he doesn't think Michonne will die.
Man, I don't want Michonne to die. That would.
It'll be shit writing, as he says.
Right. And someone actually agreed with me about Carl, a little foreshadowing
Nocturnal
there because
Island, yep.
they said, hey, it was a 16. They mentioned specifically a 16-year-old boy they beat to death, and I think Carl's supposed to be about 14, but nonetheless, he's right in that same age range.
And so, since they haven't actually met Negan, Negan's dudes are whacking people with the baseball bats. I guess just passing along like this is like
The last 30
calling
minutes
card.
of this episode were just so amazing.
I said it to both of you at some point. Well, I told you, and of course I told you I liked it, but I think this season, and it's just as my opinion, I'm sure folks are like, oh, season one, or this is shaping up, in my opinion, to be the best season they've had.
It all hinges on the season finale,
It does.
man.
It's just been so intense, man. Like the last half of this episode, I was
Yes.
in the floor, like just inches away from this big TV with the volume up, and just everybody talking behind me was freaking me out. I'm like, yo, oh my God, just shut up.
shut up.
It was very well filmed. I mean, the angles, the way they did it, was so tense. You never knew what was around another corner. And I thought we lost Abraham there for a second.
I thought we lost it. They were sneaking up on a couple of different people. There was a couple of different times where the whole scene with who's the guy with the braids? I forget his
Heath?
name. Heath and Glenn.
I thought that
the
was
whole
really
doorway.
good.
Those saviors are some heavy sleepers. You're hovering right over my face.
Oh,
at night.
dude, this is Glenn's first
His first- he popped his cherry,
non-zombie
yeah.
death. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn
I like how they
officially-
did that,
that was
though. He
awesome.
did it, but instead of setting him up to be kind of like a Morgan and have like a life revelation after that, I mean, as soon as he does it, he sees these pictures of these people with their faces beat inside out on the wall and realizes, man, these are some screwed up dudes. He might not like what they're doing, but
Could he also be thinking, what kind of monster am I becoming?
I mean, I wouldn't. If I killed someone because they were known for killing people and then saw pictures, because not only are these people killing people, but they're obviously proud of it. I mean,
That's
there
true.
are pictures of people with faces missing on their walls where they sleep. It's almost like that Angelina Jolie movie where she lays down with the dead bodies.
which one?
with
The one with Ethan Hawke.
Ethan
in it.
Hawke, yeah.
Original Sin? No,
No,
that's
no,
Antonio Banderas.
Girl interrupted.
No, because she's pregnant. Spoiler, she's not really pregnant.
Right, and he stabs, yeah. But you know what I'm talking about. She sleeps
yeah.
with the dead bodies over top of her and looks at it. It's almost like that. So it's like these people get sick pleasure of not only killing people, but looking at people they kill nonstop. I wouldn't have felt bad at all. And
No,
some people go, you just
total
don't know till
sadist.
you were there. No, I know. It'd have been like, dude, I just did the world a favor.
But man, Heath, that was such a chump move, not stabbing that dude in the face.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I would not be bringing him along anymore.
Glenn's the man.
I
He
really
handled it like a
reiterate,
man.
how awesome Glenn has become. I mean, he really has had the transformation from being just kind of like, I mean, he was very useful, but he wasn't tough at all. He just kind of was like everybody's favorite kid brother that could sneak around and get things done to where, I mean, he's slowly moving into being the cool big brother, you know?
And which is why I think his story still has more to tell, especially with Maggie being pregnant. I think neither him or Maggie will be killed, but I feel like Daryl, his story's kind of run its
Right.
course.
Well, I mean, he's gotten about as badass as he's going to be.
Right. So I could see that, but it's just the whole, everybody says he's got such a huge fan base. And I was one of those saying that too, last season, or last year when we were talking about it. I don't see them killing Daryl because of the fan base. But now they're bringing in so many viewers because of more than just Daryl. And Norman Reedus has got his own shows coming up and things. He's been doing a lot of stuff. So I don't think it's a big a deal if he dies.
Right. Let me tell you, all right, we always talk about how we should write this show. So let me paint two scenes for you I have.
Okay.
One was inspired by a meme, I'm not going to lie, but still, I still have this cool idea.
Yeah, don't lie
All
to us. But
so
thank you.
there is, I said, imagine if you've got them all on their knees like they were in the comics. Negan's like, which one do I kill? And he somehow gets to Daryl, and like Carol's like, no. Rick's like, no. They start freaking out. And what if like Dwight or one of his right-hand men is standing there and goes, talking about Daryl and goes, I don't know if you want to do that you might start a riot. And then he goes, let them fucking riot, and then just beats him to death. It'd be a cool way to kind of poke fun at the fans who are like, you can't kill him, we'll riot.
I've seen those T-shirts, Kill Daryl and We Riot.
Yeah, and it's like, how cool would that be as like a big kind of FU, not from the writers per
And
se.
it's something that they're
but
known
like,
for doing.
It's like Negan speaking to you, the viewer, saying, I don't give a what you think. And I put the F word in there because that's what Negan would say.
What he would say.
Or another one just shows how twisted Negan can be. It'd be cool if they had them all on their knees and like somehow he knew Maggie was pregnant. And you thinking, okay, well, he's about to give her like the free. Because, in the comic, he's like, I'm not going to kill you because I don't want to be considered a racist. I'm not going to kill you. You'd be a martyr. All these reasons. I'm not killing a kid. What if he gets to Maggie and you think he's going to do that? And he's like, bring her up. And then after he gets done beating her to death, he goes, 2 for the price of 1. Or 2 for 1. You just
made a good point. Like, my stomach just dropped a little because what if, and we'll get to it at the end of the episode left on a cliffhanger, but what if they use the saviors are using this moment to gather up all of the other survivors, Carl and all the other Alexandrians. They've already got Maggie and Carol.
So you're saying they wanted them to reach that outpost so they could get them all in one space.
Because I could see Negan be the kind of guy that I'll sacrifice a bunch of these guys.
In the book, he's definitely smart enough to come up with a plan like that too. Mm-hmm. But I just don't know how he would know about Rick and them. I mean, how would
if he was in that white car when they accosted Daryl and them,
he's been keeping tabs on them from the beginning. And plus the fact they can't, they could keep up with them easily and they would never see them.
Yeah,
he could be like, I've been watching you guys this whole time and all that.
Negan could have been the one that filled that quarry in with the walkers. He could have had a hand in that, or was that explained to be the wolves doing?
No, I don't think that was the wolves doing. I think that was just more or less. We were supposed to think it was like a natural phenomenon. They were falling, but Negan could. That's a good idea.
He could have had a hand in though. Yeah.
And another little fun thing I read on the internet. The three severed heads that they had to pick between. One of them was a cast of Johnny Depp.
Oh, Johnny Depp. Really? I heard about Greg Nicotero.
I know that one of them was
Nicotero. Yeah, and then the other one was Johnny Depp.
Huh.
That is really cool. And may I say that the zombie that Carol kills while she's out collecting acorns was probably the scariest zombie we've seen in the show thus far. It had that like bulgy eye. I mean, it actually was the only zombie I've seen that actually kind of had me like, oh my God.
I was turned on.
I'm
not going to lie. I was a little turned on.
Had one of those beet cookies, I see.
Oh, yeah.
They do make the feminine juices taste a little better, from what I understand.
I'm not going to lie. When you were reaching for the computer, I thought that the inappropriate noise was going to come on.
Just because we're talking about feminine juices?
Yeah, or I said being aroused or something erotic.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Okay, good.
But okay.
What about the little town hall meeting?
Man, that's where I think Morgan realized that him and Rick are never going to be on the same page.
He knows that Rick has become someone completely different.
That's
a
very public stance he took.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would have just pulled him behind the scenes and said something. But
maybe that's why he's crying, because he knows he's all alone in his endeavors.
Yeah,
like even Father Gabriel's jump shit, man.
Dude, I love his transformation. I like that.
That was awesome.
Rick pats him on the shoulder. I'm like, man, and just to think at the beginning of this season, I just thought for sure Rick was going to kill you at some point when you turned around.
Him for a while.
He's really turned into like Jules from Pulp Fiction, doing Bible verses before he offs you. God.
That was a sweet scene.
It
where
really was.
He's sitting there just like, and the guy is talking shit, and he just starts quoting the Bible, and then just bam. I mean, that was a really good scene.
And we got to see a little glimmer of Jesus being a badass.
Yeah.
I think they're going to save it. Something's going to happen. He's going to go buck wild.
He's got to, because they're not capitalizing on, the most notable thing about Jesus is, in my opinion, just how badass of a hand-to-hand combatant he is. I mean, there's scenes in the comics where everyone's using guns and he's riding through just kicking ass with his hands, feet, and maybe a sword here and there. But, I like the guy playing him. I really have come around to this guy.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said,
good.
I still think he should have been a gruffer. I'm almost thinking like
He's a little too pretty. That's what you're saying?
You're right. A little too skinny, too. I mean, a guy looks like he can't weigh $130 soaking wet. And Jesus in the comic makes fun of Rick for looking like he doesn't weigh but 130 or 120 pounds.
He also wears a lot of layers,
Yeah.
so it's hard to tell. He could be like really cock diesel underneath there. You
He
just
could
don't know.
be. He
He
just
could have a
seems
very
like a
lean,
smaller
muscular body.
frame. Because keeping in mind that Rick and Daryl are both only 5'10", about
weird.
155
Man, really?
pounds apiece, and he is smaller than them. And I mean, their weight could be off, but I know that I had seen that they are both 5'10", I'd say between 155, 165 pounds, and Jesus looks a lot smaller than them. So in high, he's got to be like 140 maybe.
True that.
Okay.
So have I got to be the one to bring it up? The Savior's green room.
Oh, yeah.
The
go
Mary
ahead.
Jane
Yeah.
growing at the
Oh
station.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Bring it up. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
well, I'm just
Your
saying.
thoughts?
Well, I would certainly use the hydroponic lighting to grow lettuce, and do away with all those.
The devil's lettuce.
Yeah,
Devil's lettuce.
do away with those awful narcotics. I don't see how the saviors are more chilled out and chillaxed. I mean,
Yeah.
smoking all those loud trees and riding around and doing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason that they're causing riots and being loud is because
Marijuana breeds violence.
they're
You're
loud.
right.
Yep.
I never thought about that.
it's a gateway drug to.
To bashing in skulls.
Maybe
with
that's how the
baseball
zombie
bats.
apocalypse started. It's just like one too many.
Some folks
smoke
say it might have
sessions.
been through Walt's blue
meth,
meth.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I mean, we've seen the blue meth in Merle's, in Daryl's pack he got from Merle.
I really want to see Merle pop up in Fear the Walking Dead, like he's pushing
Wouldn't that be
meth all
cool?
around the West.
Wouldn't that be cool? Which, by the way, folks, we discussed it earlier last week, last week. We're going to continue this with Fear the Walking Dead when that comes on. And then after that, I think we'll get like a little break in there in which we'll probably post stuff here and there.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
How do they
we'll
do
still be
how many
sharing thoughts.
seasons? How many episodes is this season?
I think
gonna be?
it's probably going to go back to. I would imagine like regular Walking Dead seasons. Their first season was only
six, right?
episodes,
6 episodes.
and then it went to 16.
I would think
so,
they'd
right?
at least have a 10-episode run.
Or is it going to be
Hopefully
like a
more.
summer? Yeah, I wonder if it'll be like a 10-episode summer thing.
It
and
could
just
be.
Starts being like a Game of Thrones kind of thing where it comes on every summer.
Right.
I've heard no word.
I don't know,
we
but
need
we
to
will
know.
continue with that. So if you're a fan of Fear the Walking Dead, be looking here on this channel. We're not going to do a new channel for that one, like we will the Game of Thrones, but that'll be under a playlist here on our site. So be watching for that.
I enjoyed the first season. I mean, it was just a preamble introducing the characters.
It was slow, but I
yeah.
mean, it's showing you what life was like. And as we all know, life now is pretty damn boring.
Yeah, it's
so
weird
you
to
have
see
to
it in that
iterate
setting
the
after
zombies.
seeing Walking Dead for so long. Now
Yeah.
seeing the Fear of the Dog, it's like, oh, there's people still walking around doing stuff that are unaware of things.
And, I think the people that have said, and I'm included in this statement, that The Walking Dead had gotten kind of slow and stale, I really feel like this season has been the turning point for the series, like to revitalize itself. Because you think about it, I mean, other than, we had like 2 slow episodes, Morgan and his trainer. What was his name?
Eastman.
Eastman.
Oh, yeah, Eastman.
That one was good, but it was a little slower. And then you
I
had
love that. It's
also,
still-
It was beautiful.
Still the best episode I've seen in a while.
Also, you
Nothing's
had
been yet.
the one after that everyone was a little not happy with. I can't remember. That was with when they wrote it with Maggie and Aaron when they were in the sewer looking
Oh,
for
and
Glenn.
Enid tried to run away.
Yeah, that
and-
was
yeah.
the episode everyone thought was. But you take those two. I mean, this has been, I think, more memorable episodes in one season than any season thus far. Episode, what was it, 2, when the Wolves took over. Holy hell, what an episode! The premiere was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Matt wasn't a fan of the black and white flashbacks, but it was a good episode. And then, I mean, we had the mid-season premiere, the mid-season finale. I mean, it's been last
definitely
week,
grown
this,
a lot.
this episode.
Yeah.
The whole season.
I think
fo-
season 6, if they continue on this path, could be one of their best seasons yet.
Which kind of? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So we're not tangoing well today, my friend.
No, but
I'm still so choked up over the Rosita thing.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell you look really gloomy. Is it like what? What's wrong?
I'd be
man?
serving that fine Spanish boutte,
Yeah.
but he doesn't want to anymore.
It's all right.
I don't even know what I was going to... Oh, I was going to say it's just been a nice mix between, like, human villains and fighting off the dead, you know? It's not just one fatal threat.
I'm kind of worried about season 7.
What do you think's going to happen?
I think it's just, I think it's going to be a great season with Negan and everything, but it's going to be a very slow, simmering season. Was that for him because of Rosita, or was that for me?
That was for both of you.
It was for all of us.
Thank you. Oh, nice. Everyone needs an awe every now and
It's
then.
something about this corner I'm in now. It's a lot more somber.
Thank you. Why do you think I feel the way I do over there sometimes?
Yeah, Matt seems to have pepped up quite a bit this
I know.
episode, and JP
I get it.
It's like I'm sitting on a sinkhole or something.
This is
I don't
cocaine
know.
on the wall? What is that?
Oh, don't worry about that.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is, but is that carpet? Oh, it's carpet fresh. I think it's carpet fresh.
Yeah.
Good thing that it's
Of course it is.
But no, season 7 is going to be a very slow, somber. Not slow necessarily, because it's going to be a lot of tension, but it won't be a lot of action like we saw last night.
It's hard. We should be moving towards all-out war, though.
Right, and that's a lot of action.
Well, that's what season 7. I think season 7 is going to be the build up to that war.
I think I've seen some folks say that they're pretty sure the Negan saga is going to last far more than next season. Like, it's not going to be a 1.5 season deal like the Governor. They're pretty sure that this is going to take at least 2 whole seasons.
Because in the comic, Rick's under Negan's thumb for quite a while. I mean, he's playing him and building his plan and everything, but he's That
was a pretty cool part in the comics too, when he's playing, when people are like, "What are you doing, man?" And you think Rick's just finally got tired of fighting back and is gonna, so that's a really cool. If you hadn't read it, you should definitely get.
That's why Carl jumps up in Negan's truck and starts mowing his dudes down at the sanctuary. I hope they do that.
I
do too.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool way to end it. Like, kill the character you're gonna kill, and at the end of the episode, have like the truck riding away. And like see Carl sitting in the, in like a pile of boxes. Like at the last scene, you see Carl sitting there just staring out through the boxes. I mean, that would be badass.
Oh yeah,
I got goosebumps thinking about that. Like, they just killed off a major character. He pulls off. Everyone's distraught. Especially folks that don't know the comics are like, holy shit. And then, as the truck's riding away, it just camera kind of pans to the back, and through the boxes or whatever, you see Carl just sitting there with like a psychotic look on his face, or just
that one
dead
angry
serious,
eye.
and then bam, go black.
Yep.
And set up, because that'd be a cool way to bring us back in. Carl jumping out and mowing down a bunch of Negan's dudes, and then starting the weirdest friendship in The Walking Dead, I feel.
I'm telling you, what he should do is kill not just one person, but like 3 or 4 main characters, And in the comic, the sanctuary is protected by a bunch of zombies on pikes and chained up and stuff. Take some of their people to pike up outside the fortress. Carl's just riding back with them, looking at his zombified friends.
That would be really
And then he has to walk through,
That would be really twisted.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That is good, though. I didn't thought about that.
Imagine like a meat truck, like Carol and, a few other people are just hanging from hooks, squirming around, all zombified.
I mean, everyone's been like, who is it going to be? But it might not necessarily be like, which one person is it going to be? They might not kill one person. He might line them up and just play whack-a-mole with our friends here. I mean, that would be devastating. Like, what if everyone we picked, it was all of them? It's like he lines up Michonne, Daryl, Glenn, and like Carol or Morgan.
That would be a crazy way to end one of the season finales. Have Negan bash someone's head in, maybe like Daryl or something like that, and then Glenn or whatever. She's like, oh, okay, they went by the comic books or whatever, and then him go around. He's like, no, you've taken too many men already or something like that, so I need to take 2 or something, and then bashes somebody else's head in, and then the camera coming down on the baseball bat coming down on the camera, and then cut to black.
I'm really excited to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan play.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
Same here.
I don't know much about him, but like the meme I've got, I'll show you guys, which shows him actually dressed as Negan. I mean, it's cool. Minus the slick back hair. No, he doesn't have the slick back hair in this, but it's kind of like the Governor. I like it when they do that, because you always look for him to do it just like the comic, but we've seen that. So I like when they can take a character and keep it
up,
and change it a little bit. But like the Governor, I liked him much better than comic Governor. And now they make me say I like him better than comic Negan. They've really done something just because, just such a memorable.
It's definitely a good bit of casting. I liked him in The Watchmen.
Oh, and then I saw he was good.
He was good. And The Dead Dad and Weeds.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a nice little.
When Jesus popped up and saved Glenn and Heath, all I could think was, hey, Jesus really does save.
He does save. He's been very Jesus-y. Like, remember the episode before? He's in, like, the white shirt.
Right, yeah.
And he's a peacemaker between his people.
Oh,
and
he has his arms spread at one point
I'm like
that,
this seriously is the second coming.
I still don't get the people that are like, I think Jesus is up to something. I don't trust him. I'm dude, look at it.
Because it's a different world, so they know. I mean, Rick and them probably still don't really trust him.
Oh, I'm sure.
So that's what you're coming. You know, you've
Just
trusted
waiting
too many
for
people
him to
past.
say "my children" at some point. He's got to. He's got to.
Pretty good. But no, I saw a clip for next episode. The girl, she's a red-haired girl. She was on Sybil. She was her daughter on Sybil. She was in the Urban Legends movie, and I can't remember her name. I meant to look it up. I'll think about it. But she's in the next episode. I'm really excited. She's a great actress.
Is she?
She's been in a lot of good stuff. I'll think of her name in a minute.
Speaking of great actresses, I see that Tara and your favorite actress on the show had a nice little scene tonight.
Oh yeah.
I don't even
last
care.
night.
Oh, I just got Tara and Sasha mixed up. I don't know why. No, I don't. I don't care. You guys go and talk about that. I'm gonna peace out for a minute.
You're gonna peace out for a minute?
Yeah, you guys.
I
go
thought
and
it was
talk about
lovely.
Anything to do with the lesbian.
She accidentally says "I love you," and then she won't say it back, and then they're like, well,
It was
Right.
sweet, but just on principle of the fact that I don't like the nurse.
Stop it.
I just don't. But you know what? It was a sweet moment, but I just don't like the nurse. I don't.
I bet Matt watches and thinks, why does she have to be the only doctor? I mean, she's probably safe for a little while.
Well, now
until
they have the
find-
oncologist at the
they
Hilltop,
do.
so
We
Oh,
hit
yeah,
the
they do.
jackpot.
And I mean, they actually have like a sonogram and everything.
It's nothing. It's just she's a terrible actress. That's all it is to it. She takes me
It
out
takes
of the
you out of the
moment.
show,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Has any other
Sorry,
actor
not
in this
sorry.
show done that to you?
Nope.
So this is the only one.
This is as far as I can tell. And everybody else, at least at some point, if they have had a moment where I didn't find that believable, I can at least say overall they're a strong performer.
Mm-hmm.
She, at no point does she come to work and think, okay, I am this nurse in this zombie apocalypse post-world kind of thing. I guarantee you she's probably on set reading her lines while the camera's rolling. In her head, she's thinking, I got to pick up the laundry.
Yeah.
I gotta, my
Where she doesn't really get into
She's
character.
not in the
which is-
character.
'cause
She's
they say
not that character.
Andrew Lincoln does like these crazy noises and grunts and like jumps up and down and like to change himself from Andy Lincoln into Rick Grimes when he's on set. And
like the whole thing of he doesn't stay in or he doesn't use his accent.
Yeah.
He keeps his accent.
Yeah, even when they're cut.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that's really cool. So you're saying you don't think she has any moments where she's like, okay, I'm a doctor, I'm in the zombie apocalypse, I'm a lesbian.
she like
I'm
DVRs
this.
Ellen's daytime talk show, and then when
Yeah.
she's reviewing her lines for the next day, she's watching Ellen and not
Right.
really like.
Or
soaking
she's
it in.
thinking about watching Ellen while she's in the scene. Like I
Right.
guarantee you when Tara was like, I love you or whatever, she was probably thinking in her head, okay, now's the part where I say this. Instead of in her head being that character.
Yeah.
You know?
I heard I didn't watch much of it, but I watched a little bit of The Talking Dead.
Oh, JB Smoove was on there. It was
I
so
don't-
good.
I don't care for, I
You don't
care
like
for,
JB
Not
Smoove?
JB Smoove. Chris Hardwick.
right.
Points.
We were getting ready to
like
have
Chris
an
Hardwick.
altercation, pal.
I tried to listen to the Nerdist podcast for a while. I just can't. I don't know what it is. I find them smarmy.
Well,
I think I say these things so these big
So,
celebrities will hear me and then they'll try
do
to
you
call
like
me
Chad
out.
Hardwick? Hardwick?
I mean, I'm
Good,
not opposed
Chad
to him on
Hardwick.
that show.
I'm going to start calling him Chad Hardwick.
What is it? Is it Chris?
No, it's Chad Hardwick.
Are we sure it's not Chris?
Is it Chris?
No, I know what it
never
is.
get
I
his
know what it
name.
is, but I
never
want
get
you
his
guys to
name
keep
right.
it wrong. So
Oh, boy.
it's Chris Hardwick. But
I don't know who to believe.
Hey, the one good thing
He
he
just
has
looks like a Chad to me.
yeah, he looks like a Chad.
A swinging Chad.
A hanging Chad. I thought was what you were going to go with.
Well, either way.
But no, he's in a band, a comedy band called Hard and Firm, with some guy named I don't know the guy's name, something Firm something, but they're Hard and Firm. Look them up because it's kind of funny. So I'll support that. But anything else
So,
Chris Hardwick does, I don't care.
Do you think you could host The Talking Dead better?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
would you be willing to have a showdown with Chris Hardwick?
Absolutely.
You sure?
I totally would. Chad Hardwick, if you're listening to this right now, I want you to know that I'm sitting here and I'm waiting.
Hey, if you are listening to our podcast, I'm a huge fan. Love your show. I just kind of quit watching it, so I didn't bite off of it too much.
I love your strong jawline.
You just
I'll give you
remember,
that.
after all this is over, one of us is going to be talking and one of us is going to be dead.
Oh,
man,
the
I just
gauntlet's
made
been
that
laid
up.
down.
Threats.
Thank you. I was chomping at the bit waiting to say that.
Man.
Did you know he was in his 40s?
You said that once
Yeah,
before. I
just can't believe that either. I mean, I think he looks like easily
Looks
early
phenomenal.
30s.
And it's because he's had a lot of, he makes it known he's had a lot of alcohol problems in his past. But I think he's been sober for like 11 or 12, which good for him.
Right.
Because usually when people say they go through, substance abuse problems like that, it ages them a lot. But
Right.
he looks really young for what he is.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he was that age.
But still, screw him. I'm not a fan of him.
That sucks, man. I like it.
I'll give credit where
I
credit
did-
is due, but
I did watch more of the. I watched more of The Talking Dead than I normally do.
I watched the whole thing this time.
It was sad how many people people did not want to hang out with JB Smooth.
I know. I would totally try to hang out with that guy.
I mean, nobody wanted to be
He's
around
a little
him.
loud, but
Yeah, in the zombie apocalypse, that could be a problem. Just his outbursts.
Oh, he'd get you eaten for sure.
That's not a good.
what are all these things?
Did you see the guy that plays Aaron's impressions at the end?
Oh God,
Dude,
yeah, he did
God,
Pacino.
he's one of the best I've ever seen with
yeah.
impressions, man. Have you ever
He's
seen him
very
do impressions?
talented.
No.
The guy that plays Aaron does phenomenal impressions. I
Really?
mean, like you've never seen before. Oh, I like that. I mean, he spits them out. And I mean, it could have been pre-rehearsed, but as Chris is spitting them out, he's like, one of them was somebody arguing with zombies. Who was it? It was he did
Matthew
Pacino.
McConaughey or something. I'm trying to think of.
He did. I think he did
Christopher
do
Walken.
Matthew McConaughey at one point, but he did somebody arguing with zombies, and it was really cool the way he did it. But
All these zombies.
he's really talented. I mean, that's crazy how fast he can do that. That was good. Do that again.
I can't. Christopher Walken's really hard to do. It's you got to
is.
stab
If I get out
him.
the cowbell, would it help you?
You stab him in the head. I can't. I lost it. I had it for a minute. Wow.
What are you guys talking about?
What are you-
The wall's down. What? Oh man, I can't do
Yeah,
impressions.
it's,
My impressions are funny based on how bad they are.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, at least you're getting a laugh.
Yeah.
But no, I guarantee the guy who plays Aaron, he's got those impressions on lockdown. He's probably got 5 or 6.
He probably
of them on
tells them
lock.
when he gets there. If they're like, "We want you to do impressions," so he's probably. But I mean, he was good. I mean, it was
Really good.
I really wish I could remember. I remember the Al Pacino, but
That
I mean,
one was
everyone
great.
else he did, he was so good. So if you've never
You got stuck.
checked him out, and I really feel bad that I don't know
with
his
the blood
name,
on you,
but
huh?
you should look up whoever plays Aaron and look up his impersonations on YouTube. You will not be
I'll look it
disappointed. Let's see what else as we get to the end of this podcast.
You guys remember the kill Carol's little kill journal? We forgot about
Right.
that. Yeah,
We
she's
see
keeping
that
track of all the people she's killed. How do you like that?
She definitely doesn't seem to be as heartless as we thought she was becoming. Like we see that she takes each one of these.
She's keeping like
these
a moral
deaths,
inventory.
Like I don't think she's keeping it for sport. I think she's keeping it to
Remind her.
Right. I think it's bothering her. You know, she looks at that list. What was it? 18 people or something like that.
Yeah, this is something.
I might be thinking back to Merle when
more
Michonne
people than
asked
I've
him, he
killed
might have
in my
killed.
life. I know that
right.
much.
A
But
hair.
whatever number it was, you know, she circled it. I mean, it looked like it really kind of bothered her. I want to know what Rick's kill count is.
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's got to be in the 3 digits.
Oh man,
Is that including walkers?
No. That's not walkers. That's just humans.
That's some genocide.
Well, and I'm
right
also
there.
imagining when he was a cop. Also, he's probably one of those trigger-happy sheriffs. you
bad
know.
lieutenant?
Yeah.
Especially in Georgia, where you got all the meth addicts and whatnot.
They never asked him did he kill anyone before the apocalypse.
I
You know, they
guarantee
asked
he
Merle, and I thought he definitely would have, but he had said he killed no one before the apocalypse, and that might have been where I got the number 18. Maybe he said he killed 18 or something since. You know, when him and Michonne are talking, but.
And we left the episode on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, oh
There's
man,
somebody
what a
in the
good
woods watching.
cliffhanger.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
Alicia Witt is her name, red-haired actress who's probably the girl that's on the walkie-talkie.
Was she on The Sopranos? Did Christopher Moltisanti hook
Yes.
up with her? Someone told me that. The
Yes.
D girl, yeah. I
Red-haired,
didn't
fair skin,
immediately
really
recognize
pretty.
her. Oh, dude, yeah.
She's another person. She's aged gracefully, also.
Yeah.
But
Redheads
she's-
usually
You ever
do.
seen Urban Legend? Like, remember
Yeah.
yeah, she's the main girl from Urban
Oh,
Legend.
really?
Yeah, it's her.
God, that's an old movie. I haven't seen that in a long time.
man. But no, I saw her in the clip, and I was really excited. She's a great actress. She can play funny and crazy.
It's interesting we're going to have women as badasses for Negan. I know there were women in
It's
his
about
group,
time.
but
Yeah, they were just harems. There was nobody in the field.
right, yeah. You had very few women that were not his like sex
Very equal
ladies.
opportunity.
But what if they are, but they're also like his lieutenants? What if he's like, you kill for me, but you give me a little sucky every now and then?
Yeah.
Well, the cool thing about Negan was, though, he gave you a choice. Like, he didn't force you to have sex with him, and he wouldn't kill you if you didn't want to have sex with him. You just didn't get that, like, first-class standard of living and protection that,
Still
if you
sounds like
become
conditional love to
you
me.
become one of his ladies. I mean, you get, like, full protection, and you get treated pretty goddess-like,
Here's
right?
your meal
I
ticket.
just
Yeah.
had this idea of like me and JP coming in wigs and everything, and be like, "Oh, we're just looking for protection." Well, just do a little something. No, I'm not gonna do anything like that. Well, then you're gonna get your protection. Well, we just need a little bit of protection.
Dude, if you had any idea the things I had to do to get on this podcast and subsequent podcasts before it,
Are you talking to me or to the audience?
everyone.
Was that a joke or was that serious? That should be the
I don't know.
because of the things that he had to do.
Yep.
By the way, you still free after this?
Some things
Yeah,
you
I
just
think
can't
I'm
burn
second
off.
guessing these plans that we had after this.
Right? Like, I don't think I want to hang out anymore. Sorry, I ruined your podcast and dead party.
I keep seeing this box over here. What's up with this box?
Okay,
that says
yes.
Fragile on it.
It's before we get to it. Good reference right there.
Thank you.
I love A Christmas Story. Before we get to it, because this is how we'll end the episode, This, and we got to give a very special shout out to a very talented.
I was really
Jeez, yeah.
But do we have anything from the episode we left out? Abraham, definitely on a lot of people's shit list right now.
Yep. Let's cap it with some notes here. Let's see. Abraham's a dick.
Right.
Glenn is no longer a death virgin.
Right. Rosita showed how badass she is. I want to know what her background is. I heard them say in the Talking Dead Army, but I don't remember them saying that.
We know
in the
how
show.
Tara and the lesbian nurse feel about each other now.
Heath's a real wussy.
But you know what? I like how they did it to where, because it could have easily been where every bullet that he shot may not have hit a single person, and Glenn killed all of those.
Right.
But the door was closed, so he'll never know. So
Yeah.
technically, he probably feels like he did
At
something.
first, I thought they had mowed down some of their own
wuss.
people.
I did too.
Yeah.
Opened for the door to open, and it'd be some folks we knew just laying there.
Glenn's got his bike back. Not Glenn, I'm sorry. Daryl's got his bike back.
Yep.
Assuming they
Almost,
make it out of there alive.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Was that
was his
Daryl's
bike.
motorcycle?
Yeah. He's like, "Where'd you get that
So wait a
bike?"
minute. Did Dwight take off? The guy that we think is going to be Dwight, with the guy got his crossbow. Did he take off on the bike?
No, that was somebody else.
Wait a minute, you're talking about the guy that stole it from him.
Whoever stole his
D.
crossbow.
What are we talking about?
Just D. They called him D, right?
Yeah.
They took his crossbow.
But
and
we
his
haven't seen
motorcycle.
him at the compound. Was that the...
Yeah,
No,
that wasn't
but
him.
is that who I'm thinking about? The skinny guy with the girlfriend and the little girl with diabetes. That
Yeah.
both of the,
Right,
the girl
yeah.
with diabetes died. The skinny guy. Did he take his motorcycle?
He did his motorcycle.
So there is a possibility that could end up being Dwight. Mm-hmm. Because somehow he got back to which they said he owed him or something.
Yeah, had
so
to
maybe
pay
they,
that
they
debt,
stole him
so.
or something. But all right. So any other highlights? Carol's really interesting.
Carol and Maggie are in a sticky situation.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Maggie too. If she would have just let her go with her.
And Carol finally found a love interest, and now she's all yoked
I
up.
bet Daryl Carol fans. What can we call that? We got reshown. What's Daryl and Carol? It would be Daryl
Yeah.
or Carol.
Can't do much with that.
It would be Carol with a silent D or Daryl with a
Daryl.
silent C.
It'll be Daryl.
Daryl.
Da Carol.
Da Carol. That sounds like, I'm pretty sure you could find someone on the north side of the city named Da Carol.
Da Carol. So I don't know.
One of our listeners on a few podcasts back said, what if, the way that Glenn said Maggie when he is getting his brains bashed in the comic, what if Daryl's like Carol?
Yeah. Oh God, that would be
As he's getting his
heartbreaking.
brains
That
bashed
would be
in.
heartbreaking.
Carol remix.
Like, God, sometimes you just wish you could project some thoughts, not all. But what I just saw there with Negan waving the bat in the air. and it's
Yeah.
just- oh man, good times,
boy.
good times. So I think that's all I can think of from this episode to talk about.
We covered a lot of ground.
I give it a good 8.5 out of 10 stars.
I give it an 8.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yep.
Very, especially the last 30 minutes, just very tense.
Wonderful.
See, that's weird. I enjoyed before they left Alexandria
Oh, I
more
did.
so.
I did too, but
I love the Abraham love triangle. That's my favorite part since they came back.
I enjoyed it
fun
too.
with
I
that.
just,
That's cool.
I
I
just
love
can't
it, man.
describe how knotted up my stomach was watching that second half. Like I'm waiting for them to go into a room and there be like, which I didn't think that was going to be the sanctuary, but they go in. I was expecting them to go into like this like auditorium or something, and there'd just be like hundreds of people standing there with weapons. Just kind of like, oh shit, and then they're just like, oh damn, and then it go off, and you'd be like, oh shit, here we go. So
It was good.
I thought they were
really
going to
good.
show up and it's going to be like a foam party, like they're dropping ecstasy and boning one another, and they're just like, "What did we walk into?" Never mind, fellas, it's all good.
Come join the party.
Yeah, that really would bring peace to the post-apocalyptic world.
Bring up.
I'm hoping all those loud trees will, though. That green room, I think it has serious potential to bring the groups together.
Oh yeah,
I
for
agree.
sure.
Yeah,
Good old peace pipe.
yeah.
All right, so we're going to end the podcast with two different things. Number one, I'm going to tag it to the end of this video. Sanburbia Pictures, his...
Bravo, sir.
Yeah, you got an
he made
applause
a
on there?
video.
You got an
to-
applause
yeah.
button on
I mean,
there?
it's not just a video.
Yes,
This is
I
a
do.
film. This is like a short film.
It was great production quality.
Yeah.
Better production
Amazing.
than you
This guy's
see
like the
from-
next Tarantino.
Dude, I would love to get like Christmas videos from that guy.
Here we
Just be
go.
Like, Merry
Little
Christmas
delayed.
to the family.
That
Yeah,
is
Sanburbia
that is
Pictures.
for you, Sanburbia Pictures. He was our contest winner.
I like his Punisher shirt.
Yeah, he was our contest winner. He won the knife and all of that cool stuff, and so he made a cool little short film. So stay tuned after the podcast. It's only like 2 minutes or something, so you got time to watch it.
Oh, but it's worth every
we'll
2
put
minutes.
it very well done. And considering Matt studied theater, I mean, and you were just critiquing it
film
very
and
well.
theater are two completely different things, but from what I know about film, he's doing it right.
Right. I thought he did a fantastic
I want the next
job.
video, though, to be about the Michonne socks that you sent him.
Oh, that would be. He was probably wearing them.
Maybe.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, they're not that. Because I got some when I got those, I also got some Gryffindor socks for myself.
Ooh.
Because it was like a buy one get one free thing, and they do not give serve any purpose other than separating your skin from your shoes.
Oh wow, no comfort at all.
Only and they look cool.
Oh, okay.
So that's it too.
Okay.
And it's
Well, so Sanburbia Pictures, we thank you for putting that much work into that video. That was freaking awesome.
Big shout
We're
out.
glad to have you as a listener, and perhaps we'll get with you someday about doing some collaboration in production.
That would be well needed.
So, folks, stay tuned. Speaking of contest,
A contest, a new contest.
it's new contest time.
I had some kind of idea.
We're going to make a separate video for this.
Yes.
But for those of you that actually do listen to the podcast, and, because I'm sure some people that don't listen will find the other one, here we go. You get an exclusive first look at our next giveaway. What you got, JP?
So I thought we've pretty much, come to the conclusion Negan's going to bash someone's brains in
Right.
season finale. So what we want you to do is guess who it is. Those who guess right will be entered into a drawing. The drawing will win what's in this wonderful box here that we're getting.
I
ready to
like
open.
that.
That's real. So do you get
really
one
good.
guess? How does this work exactly?
I would say one guess per person.
Yeah.
Do you want to help them out a little bit and say you get to guess? Each person can guess two folks. You get 2 tries, and if you get one of the 2 right, because there's a wide selection. We got Abraham,
That's
Morgan, Daryl.
That's good.
Carl.
Yeah.
Dude, you give you 2 chances under the and we could even start it here. It's never too early to register. You can go under right now. And go like our Facebook. I'm not going to say that's required, but please go like our Facebook.
Yeah, that helps.
Just search the Podcasting Dead. Under it, put the 2 people that you think are going to die. And if you get one of the 2 right, your name will go into the drawing.
And if on the off chance that no one dies, or it's some kind of crappy cliffhanger where the bat comes down and it just blacks out, we have to wait till next season to see who died. We'll just enter everyone.
You're all.
Everybody gets a chance.
You get an enter.
You get a chance to win, and you get a chance
God
to win.
forbid that happens.
We will Oprah your
You never
asses.
know.
Nice.
All right, cool. All right, so
anyway,
can we
I've got
have
this
the
great big old
unboxing?
box. I hope it's the right thing. I had 2 packages incoming. I picked it up. There's no real label on it, so it's either from Skybound or it's from Dildo Co.,
I was
which
gonna
will
say
make
Adam
this.
and Eve. That's
It'll
what I was
make
gonna
this a
guess.
whole different kind of contest.
You
But,
shop at Dilco too?
Yeah, yeah.
Continue. I just felt
you
that
need a
was
knife?
necessary.
It'll be a whole.
I got you. There you go, buddy.
That is the
Look at this
coolest
guy.
little knife.
Thank you. It's something my dad did. He always carries a pocket knife around. I'm a
do
hero
too.
at
I do
birthday parties and
typically.
Christmas.
My clip fell off of mine, so I've had to quit.
That doesn't have a clip. It's just like
It's
tiny
really
little-
heavy. So
But I always keep a lighter and a knife on me because you'd be surprised. You need a hand there? You got that, man?
don't cut yourself.
He's going it well, boy. Here we go.
Oh,
This would have been a lot easier if Sanburbia Pictures was here with his knife.
oh, absolutely. He would slice.
Never
He
cut
would slice
towards
the
yourself.
box in half.
Even though I did that for most of it.
I was looking.
No,
at
I beg to
that.
differ. You cut toward me through most of it.
We risk our lives for you people.
Whoa,
That
with
could have
you
been
people.
Seriously,
Wow, look at all this
I'm
bubble
not trying to
wrap.
put all of Walking Dead fans into one stereotype.
I really
It's
hope
big bubbles.
I hope it's not
Oh,
a
pop a
Dilco.
few. Pop a few before we go. Bubble paper.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man.
Save it though because they're not making that anymore.
And we're gonna need to use that to ship this to whomever. Keep the box.
Oh,
too.
that's smart.
We'll give you the box.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Now is that the black and white one?
it is the
Oh,
all
my
the
God.
the colored deal. I mean the.
Yeah, the color.
colored tag.
Colored dildos.
No, I mean I'm sure there's plenty of those left. The colored bats are also.
I would
about
rather
it.
have this one though. You're going to comic Negan here,
Yeah.
black and white.
Can I see his scissors or?
Oh, you want my
Yes,
knife
I
again?
have
I'm
This
sorry.
thing is very packaged very well.
That's good.
It
I
probably will not be packaged that well when you get it.
Yeah, I really should
Oh,
just
this
leave
is
it wrapped up.
beautiful.
But where's the fun in
No,
that?
no, we want to see it.
They did a really great job of packing it.
For $20 shipping, they ought to.
That's true.
Jeez.
And it did come from California.
Hey, and that's where our last package went.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
Do we have any other California listeners? If we do, make yourself known. Oh man,
Look at that,
is
fellas.
so sweet.
Look at the barbed wire. I mean, that's.
Can we pass that around?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's got blood on
man.
it.
We'll post a picture on Facebook. So another incentive if you've never liked our Facebook page. Damn it.
The
You need to get
Walking
to
Dead
it.
makes some very, very good merch.
Oh.
Because McFarlane does all of their stuff. I guess they made
really?
the bat too. I know they do the action figures.
Dude, whoever wins this is so freaking lucky.
I want this more than I wanted the knife.
Yes, we keep increasing these contests to the point where we're giving away stuff that I'm really sad to let go.
There's real blood on it.
I know. Is it
That's
real
why we
blood?
don't cut towards ourselves when we
Nice.
open packages.
I hope it didn't get mixed up with the dildos.
I hope not.
Oh, that is so
Are you sure this
cool,
isn't
man.
from the dildo company?
I mean, it could certainly be inserted into the anus. I don't know if I'd start with the barbed wire end, but
Yeah.
that might be a bit much. Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Why would you say that?
Don't grab my ankle.
Oh, there I am. Go back and listen to last week, and you'll hear what happened.
Yeah.
With that button. I'm kind of mad that they took a week off.
Me too.
Like, you deserve to be
Yeah.
molested
Daddy
a little
got
bit.
something for him, too. This isn't for the giveaway. This is just for me.
Oh, man, I want to see what that is, too. That must be from Dildoco.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Fun podcast this week.
It's like Christmas in here right now.
I know. I love toys.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Is that?
I'll pass that around as well.
Oh, who is that? Oh, Michonne. And she's gray, I guess.
It's the same
Comic
principle.
book Michonne?
Yeah, black and white with the red blood
Dude,
splatter. I'm collecting
this-
all the ones they're putting out right now. That's the only one I've got left after that is Alpha, who's the villain right now.
Now, you're not opening these, right? Like,
No.
you keep these boxed.
That's not like a rule for me. Some stuff I will open, but just the graphics on the box is so awesome.
Oh, man, yeah.
So
Oh, that's great. So you can even swing this bad around because the barbed wire on there is kind of like a polyurethane
Yeah.
material, so you don't have to worry about. I mean, you could probably hurt someone, but not as bad as if it were stiff like metal.
We would hope
This
you
is
would probably
amazing.
keep this thing boxed as a. Well, I mean, you could take it out, but I would keep it boxed just as a.
some beautiful packaging.
Yeah, it is. That is.
But that look.
I don't want to.
That's up to the winner.
That's a lot longer than that. Like that's a.
Yeah, they say miniature replica, and it's definitely not as long as a
No,
real
it looks
bat,
like a little league baseball
Yeah,
bat.
yeah. I mean,
like if you put that in the arms of a 5-year-old, it would look like a regular baseball
it's
bat.
a real
That's
quality
cool.
product, no doubt.
And then we got Michonne right here.
So this week, a new giveaway. I mean, you guys are definitely tuned in for a treat. Because unbeknownst to Matt and myself, I didn't realize JP would actually have this sucker already.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. So,
I'm so excited for whoever the winner's going to be already.
I have a feeling.
Oh, start entering now. And yeah, we don't want to count like if we said, because I know we mentioned some people said on this past week's podcast under the comments about who they think's going to die.
Right.
This is the official start.
Yeah, this is where it starts. No prior comments count.
Right.
It starts on this podcast, and we'll
try to
remind
put
you
try to put something in there about, hey, here's my content. You can comment on something, and then in your comment at the end of it, put here's my entry.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
'Cause
Two
it's-
characters. We're
yeah.
giving you 2 chances to win this.
And I'll
because
keep a
it's
log
lot
of them
choices.
as we go, so we don't
And
forget.
don't try to
in the
trick
past.
us by putting guesses on like multiple episodes because we're running this, for like 4 more weeks.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll be
We'll
keeping up
know.
with it.
Yeah, don't get
Will
slick.
know.
And if you want to see the actual bat, head over to our Facebook page to get a picture. And actually, though you can't have it, I'll show you a picture of his Michonne, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, that's just for me.
That is nice. though.
I'm collecting them.
Go like
That's
our
really great
Facebook.
articulation points.
So far, I've got Negan, I've got Abraham, not Abraham. I don't know. I've got a
36
lot.
different points of articulation or something. What is that? It's like
Yeah.
the legs move 8 different ways, man.
Negan, Ezekiel, Jesus, and now Michonne, and I've only got Alpha to get now.
They
That's
all
cool.
they
Yeah.
all sounded like biblical names until the last one.
Oh, that's true. That is
Well,
true.
I think that's been a good episode this week. Now, what will I say? Yeah, so enter for the contest. I think we've covered everything on this
Watch
week's
the video
episode.
after this is over.
Watch,
Yes,
stay
go
tuned
to
and watch Sam
Sam
Burbia
Burbia
Pictures.
right, yeah.
And go subscribe to him on YouTube. He's got a channel. Go give him a sub. And
if any of his other stuff is like that commercial,
he's
I
got a
gotta-
short film I want to check out.
If he put something, he probably put that together. It probably didn't take that long to put together, but it was that shows like what you can do with the right skill set,
Right.
the right technology.
I wonder
Like,
what kind of cheese he used. Did
I
you?
don't
Could
know.
you
I
get
It looked like either a queso fresco, maybe a Havarti. Could have been a sharp cheddar.
man?
If it was a grilled cheese, it should be like a sharp cheddar or something.
well,
It looked tasty.
It did
I had a
look very
good time. I hope you guys did
I
too.
didn't. I had a wonderful time.
JP probably had an okay time being he got switched. How do you like the
Yeah,
corner
I'm
there?
adjusting to the corner.
I
think
love
you
this.
sound
I get
better
where
on
you're
I feel like
at.
it does.
Yeah, man,
I feel like
it.
y'all sound better on these mics. I
Hey.
feel like each mic.
If it's for the
I feel
good of
better
the
over
show,
here.
then yeah.
You sure? I mean, if you want to switch up every now and then,
I
'cause
mean,
know
I
it
can
takes a
slide
lot
the
out of
mic
you.
over there beside him, so you'll be uncomfortably close, but you will be back in your old spot.
Well,
Just a thought.
yeah, we'll take that into
If
consideration.
I didn't have the computer where it is, like right here, so that I could do the effects, and I would put you both over here. You can't do
So now we just need to have wall-to-wall monitors.
Right.
That's the next
Yeah.
logical step.
that. Yep, we'll get there. But thank you so much for listening and sticking with us. Again, watch the video afterwards. Enter for the contest. Go like our Facebook. If you're on Twitter, follow us. I think it's Podcast Dead. And yeah, we will see you next week. I'm Justin.
I'm Matt.
And I'm JP.
I'm not going to lie. I thought you were going to go first since you were over there, but I still like that order.
Yeah, I'm a little confused too.
Bye.
Wish I was a baby in my mama's arms. I'd rather be broken out of door. I'd rather be broken out of door.